Cool, cool, cool. So I don't know what happened there, but my OBS froze up and basically killed the mic, I guess. It was fine when I started, but anyways, thank you for telling me that now, Jason, because yeah, okay, great. Thanks, you. I'm always appreciative when people in the chat say like, "Hey, I can't hear you" or "I can't see you." It is a live stream, so I know people don't expect things to be perfect, but it's always appreciative when somebody says this like at the beginning of the stream versus like 60 minutes in. Oh, by the way, I can't hear you. Also, hey Jason. Yeah, good to see you, man. It's good. Still can't understand my damn Canadian accent. I have like a weird, I think I acquired like a weird hybrid accent because I don't know. I don't know what my accent is, but like basically Montreal obviously, so Canada. And then I went to the Maritimes for school and they have a different accent there and I kind of yeah, no, I know you're saying that, but a lot of people thought I was American for a while because I don't know, I got like some kind of hybrid accent when I went out to the Maritimes. And then when I came back or like if I went out somewhere, people thought I was from the States. So I don't know what happened. Nothing against the States, that's not what I mean. But anyways, glad we got volume back. So yeah, so what I was gonna say is we're working on StarSearch. So if you're not familiar with what StarSearch is, and I'll drop a link for OpenSauced, but if you want to join the wait list, you can actually head over to here. I will drop it in the chat, as the cool kids say. Oh, never mind. That's the beta. Forget that. Let me go to production. Abort. Do not. Well, I mean, you can click on that link, but it's not going to give you access to the production one. Cool. And I'm just going to go drop this on the Twitter sphere. Just let me go find it. Boom. All right. Are we back? Are we cooking? Cool. Let's pop it in here. Boom. Okay, and that's on YouTube. Nice. So yeah, feel free to sign up for it. But so basically, let me zoom it in a bit here. So StarSearch is what we're calling Copilot, but for Git history. And I'm just gonna read literally what it says there. Ask anything, get AI powered insights based on contributor data. So I already have access because I'm on the core team and I'm building it. So I do need access to it. So if we come here, think of it, it's Uncle Llama. Yeah. No, Uncle Llama says hello to here. I'm gonna change Uncle Llama's hat for you. There you go. He'll come up with a new hat shortly. Sometimes he has a croissant on his head. Sometimes he has a mohawk that's a mountain. Basically, all those overlays are CSS and HTML, and I'm not a graphic designer or anything, so it's a picture of alpaca that I've had for a while, and I just basically stick emojis on it to try and make it. Oh yeah, no, it's totally fine because like everybody is used to a llama. I'm not like a stickler to say it's an alpaca. It's just it's in my head all the time because like, and there's still I don't know if it's the case in New York State, Jason, where you're at, but there's a lot of alpaca and llama farms just outside of Montreal. So like if you drive out like southeast of Montreal for about an hour, you're gonna hit alpaca town or like llama town. There's also something else that is called a wapiti. And what is a wapiti? It looks like a deer on steroids, basically. This is an wapiti there. Yeah, basically, they're big. They're kind of like, yeah, if Santa Claus's reindeers did steroids, kind of, but they have those there too. I don't know. Well, there's all kinds of wildlife, obviously, but anyways, I digress. Cool. Yeah, it's gonna be on the test, IU. Next test, she has to answer alpaca, not llama, unless she's using Winamp. But that's I'm dating myself there. So getting back to what StarSearch is, if you haven't heard about it, is StarSearch is Copilot, but think of it for Git history. So we have some test prompts here, and I've zoomed in a bit, but for example, we can say like, who knows? Let's see. Uh, who is Adiati98? Is that your user handle? Are you? I think so. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So see here, it's finding information about you. So it's got your GitHub profile, your tech blogging, and Hacktoberfest contributions. So we know who you are. There's this information that's showing up. This is only on beta. This is information that I need. So in certain cases, I'm going to render something different. So for example, if we go to, let's see here. Let's ask about what is the lottery factor for Kubernetes. Now, you have to have some knowledge of repositories here. Like that's the assumption. Um, so this is the Kubernetes project. So you see here, it's returning this information. So it tells you the people, and it's rendering this piece of JSON here. I need to grab this JSON. Again, this is only in the beta API, so you won't see that in production. But basically, when I get something like this, I'm going to say like, okay, I have a switch case in the code. If the not rendo, speaking like Lando, anyways, render lotto factor, that to me is going to signal I need to render the lotto factor graph, and this is the repository. So think of this as the props I'm going to pass in. This here, the arguments, that's essentially the props. So I'll just go ahead and show you what the lotto factor looks like. So if we go to OpenSauced.pizza on beta, and let's go to the repo page, repository page for Kubernetes. So let's go slash Kubernetes slash Kubernetes. I have no idea what Kubernetes stands for, that name means, or if somebody just made it up. But anyways, so we're zoomed in here. There's some rework happening with the layout here. My coworkers, they've been doing some great work to have a nicer layout here. But anyway, so this is a lottery factor. And when you couldn't hear me before because my OBS died, essentially lottery factor, it's sometimes referenced as bus factor, and this is something that they're trying to steer away from in general in the industry. Bus factor, think of it literally like if this person, Carl Lorry, who seems to be the top contributor at the moment for Kubernetes, gets hit by a bus, what happens to the project? So that's obviously kind of just kind of dark. So like we're steered away from this whole bus factor and we're calling it lottery factor. So think of it more like what happens if Carlery wins the lottery, so basically doesn't need to work anymore. What happens to the project? And that's essentially what it is. And this is an important metric that people like to know about projects. So if we come back to the star search, like where it showed that snippet of JSON, I actually need to render this particular component. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to go check over on the Twitter sphere. What's going on? Cool. All right. We're good there. All right. Let's get back to it. Yeah, it makes more sense when that's to state the obvious, but it makes a lot of sense when you explain it like, oh, I won the lottery, I don't need to work anymore, so anyways, please don't tell me OBS closed again, or is that okay? No, that's from before. Phew. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened to OBS. It's been pretty stable, so I don't know what happened there, but okay, so let's go back to StarSearch on beta, or actually I should go to localhost. What am I saying? Localhost 3000. It's not going to load up. I got to load it up. Let's change branches here. I'll zoom in a second into my editor. Okay, let's clear that. Let's close that. Let's clear here. Let's boom, boom. Okay, let's get latest of beta. Cool. And I'm going to create a new branch. These are my aliases. NB just means new branch. Um, it's not a Git alias. It's just an alias in, um, it's just a regular alias in my shell. So I'm going to say new branch and we'll call it enriched StarSearch UI. Cool. I'm going to push that branch up right away. Again, these are just aliases of mine. Okay, I'm going to start the dev server. This should load up a little faster now. I upgraded us to Next.js 14.1.4 last week, so the local environment should be a little faster. Okay, let's close. We don't need that open. Okay, let's close a few things here. And let's go to the star search page, not start search, slash index. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna do not proof of concept, but I'm just gonna do this raw. So like it's gonna be, you know, I'm just gonna code it right in here. I might refactor after, but essentially, let's see here. Let's ask, what is the lottery factor for Kubernetes slash Kubernetes? Don't mind the double question there. That's just because we're in developer mode for React. Okay, so so it's saying it's low. So what I'm gonna do here now is I'm gonna need to debug this actually because I want to see when it comes in. It should come in. Let's see here. That comes in filter. I'll kind of show you how things come in here, but let's see here. Hold on a sec. So we're using what's called a streaming response. So as it comes in from our AI API call from StarSearch, you get like a bit of it and a bit of it, and that's why you see it looks like it's kind of typing a bit. It's because it's sending it in chunks, and we get them in readable chunks here. And okay, so we've got the data. Okay, so it's coming in here, and so basically filter starts with data. Okay, that's good. So I'm just gonna console.log each one, and we're gonna see it over here. Okay, let me zoom in. Let's go to the console. Lots of noise in there, that's okay. So I'm gonna ask the same question again. Let's clear, and gonna ask this, and we're gonna see some console logs. So you're gonna see here, okay, there's a lot of stuff, but you see how it's typing like that? Each piece is a chunk of data. So the first one is we get this data, the lottery factor, and then we get all the messages, and okay, cool. So when the data is that, okay, that's good to know. And okay, we don't need this now. I'll just get rid of my console log. And then set chat is going to be that particular, okay, wait, chat, change content, if matched. Okay, yeah, so this should be interesting. We don't want to merge all the chats here right now, so let's see, how should I do this? So essentially I need to render the particular piece as a component, which is fine. It's just here we could say we could have like a different one. So like if match, okay, so const, okay, we're getting for each one, we're filtering it, and then as we filter them, where's the dot dot chat coming from? Hold on a sec here. Let's see. Okay, so we come in here. Okay, if we don't get a match, we return it, so it doesn't add it. But where's the actual chat? Hold on a sec. Chat is, go to definition. Okay, that's splitting it, the chat, which is, that's in the state, I believe. Okay, I see what's happening. Okay, yeah, sorry. Had to get up to speed. So this is basically the current chat. So it's temp, and then if it's matched it, we take the result, change content, match group result. Okay, now let's see here. I think what I'm gonna do is changed dot content. We need to check if it's like if it's this. So name. I'm wondering, even before we filter, actually, I want to see the raw. So we get the values, const values, while true, done value. Yeah. Okay. I want to console log the raw value. So let's just undo anything I've done. Because basically what, like right now you see it's got markdown there and it's going to render it into HTML. But in the case when we find like a JSON snippet like here, whoops, like here, that I want to process differently. So I want to go to when we're actually getting the raw value itself, which is, where did it go? I'll zoom this in a bit. Okay, so here's our streaming, our readable stream. Okay, so it's values. So here, so if done, we're done running. So here's what I want to do. I want to console log the actual value, and that's what we want to work with. So let's ask the question again. And you don't need to be so concerned with the UI. I'm more concerned what's in the console. So I'm going to shrink the UI here. And let's get rid of that. Boom. Let's press enter. Oh, why did the fetch fail? What have I done? Let's see here. No, just doing a console log, so it's not that. Did I stop the dev server or something? No, that's good. Let's reload that. Could be just a hiccup maybe. All right, let's go to the console. Clear. And let's make this a bit bigger maybe. Okay, I've somehow frozen my screen. All right, let's get in there. Come on, what's going on? I've seen this before with the dev tools open. It's like it freezes things or it slows things down, and I don't know why. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna ask the question. Now we're gonna get, this is what I wanted to see, which is the raw content. So, okay, so event function call. So this is where we want to make things different already. So if we get that, because right now what we're doing is we're splitting, and then we're splitting on data here. Like let's just go ahead and show this. So this is what the content looks like here. Event function call or content. Okay, so that's what we want to do. Okay, so we're going to say when the event is function call, we know we need to render a component. If the event type is content, we render the markdown. Cool. As HTML. This is what I wanted to get. The event type is okay. So here we're splitting on, if we come back here, let's see, we're splitting on the new line. and then we get these values. So let's just let's just break it all down. Console.log values, or let's do dir values, and we don't need that other console log for now. Did I get rid of that? Yeah. Okay. So let's do this again. Let's clear this. What is the lottery factor for Kubernetes? Let's clear this. Okay. And we're going to start getting objects here. So we're going to get a bunch. So I want to look at the first one. Okay, that's empty. Sure. Okay, so values 5, values 9. Okay, so it varies, but okay, so let's look at this one here, this values. So we need the event for type function call. Let's close, whoops. Yeah, that's okay. Let's come back here. Okay. So when we split it, okay, so yeah. So let's see here. If values, actually, wait, let's see here. Trying to see how it processes it after, because we get the values, okay? So the values are, and then it's splitting on data. So if we look at one of these, that means it starts with data, okay? So we split new lines, and so, okay, so if it starts with data, we're gonna filter it, and then we're gonna just add it to the existing chat. So, okay, that's one thing. Starts with data is good, but we need to filter the events. We need to filter a couple. So like basically if the event is of type function call and data is, so wait, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Let's see how we should do this. Okay. So it's gonna say, like, as it's filtering, it's gonna say the first one, event function call. It's gonna ignore that because it doesn't start with data. So wondering what's best here. Filter v. Yeah, how to split this. Hold on a sec. I just gotta check Slack. Boom. What is, sorry, I'm looking at something and okay. Anyways. Okay, cool. That. Sorry, I just had to check something for work. Okay, so yeah, so essentially we just got to filter on those events. So we're gonna filter, yeah, filter values dot. Oh, thank you for the follow. Oh, thanks for the subscription, Charles. Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, so we got to change this up a bit. So we want to get values where, like, should we even split it first? I'm trying to think here. If it starts with event function call, because we're splitting it right now. So yeah, I think if event function, yeah, so I think that we should do this. So let's just gonna type out my thoughts here. So if the string starts with uh, event function call, uh, we know we need to render a component, true. So filter out those values into a separate array. Yes. Okay. Let's see what you got, Copilot. If yeah, no worries. See you later. Doing okay, having a rough day. Take care of you. Having a rough day. One of those that have me considering my options, whether I'm good with a pay cut. Oof. Sounds rough, man. Um, yeah, I don't have an answer there because I don't have the full context, but you know, a pay cut's never really that great. But um, but yeah, yeah, it's a tough cookie. Um, okay, match value data groups, cons. Okay, I'm just checking something here, but yeah, yeah. No, we're not hiring anytime soon, I don't think. So, sorry about that. But I know there's like saw somewhere I get job postings all the time. Like, are you looking for? uh, I'm assuming you're looking for senior front end or staff front end. That's mainly what you specialize in, right, Charles? I think. But I will keep my eyes peeled though. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of. I don't know. I'm assuming you'd want remote, or would you want in Florida, or you don't care? I don't know the job market really in Florida, but trying to think. Uh, hey, what's up, Violated Sign? Good to see you, my man. Uh, we're not doing .NET or talking about XML today, so hopefully you'll stick around. Okay, front end or full stack, ideally design systems. Okay, cool, cool. I think where Chance Strickland works, Replo, I think they're hiring. I remember him tweeting out, let me go see their careers page. I know they were hiring product designer. Yeah, software. Yeah. Um, Here you go, Charles. Check that out. I mean, uh, I kind of know you, so I can't really, give you a full recommendation because I've never worked with you. But I know Chance a little bit. Chance works there right now on the front end team. So they have a few roles there. They have, yeah, looks like they have a full stack front end focused one. Not sure if that is remote or not. Let's take a peek. Let's see here. Okay, for the right candidate, we're also open to remote positions, so it is remote potentially. Object ontology within a Palantir Foundry system. Whew. React Django. Every time I hear Django, like I just think of Django Unchained, uh, which I still haven't seen that movie, believe it or not. But anyways, there's but getting back to what you were asking, Charles, all my APIs are unchained. There's Replo. I remember because I saw a Chance in Miami, or maybe he was mentioning it before, but yeah, they're definitely hiring. I'm trying to think of some other recent ones, but I don't know. I get I get some in my inbox from LinkedIn a lot, but they're not all Montreal based. There's some remote ones too, but curious. I could have sworn one popped up. Okay. Is I don't know if Dino's hiring. I could have sworn no, they hired somebody recently. Actually, I'm curious. Maybe Netlify's hiring. Let's go to careers, find a job. Okay, senior solutions engineer. Okay, no, that's probably not what you're looking to do. Anyways, I'll keep my eyes peeled. No, it's okay. You're not derailing the stream. The stream it's 100% normal to go on tangents. So, um, all right. So, what was I saying? I did lose my train of thought of it, but no shade. Don't worry. So I'm gonna just create another. I don't know if this is the best thing to do yet, but I'm gonna just say like components and set components. This is just, just getting a feel for things. We'll say this is not that. It's actually just string and uh, array. Okay, that's good. And uh, what are we gonna, where was I? Okay, yeah. So essentially, if it starts with event dot function call, we know it's not going to be just regular markdown, which is what this is here. I'll clean this up after, but basically, if not match groups value. Okay, you know what? If value not match groups, am I looping through there or what? Const. Yeah, you know what? I'm probably gonna have to through all of them because wait. So we got the values. Okay, let's backtrack a bit here. I will try to refocus. So yeah, so we're looping here. This is the readable stream coming in. We've got the current value. Okay, yeah. So if I get the current value, if it starts with function call, let's get the data. And then once I have the data, which should be the result here, this should be JSON, sorry, this here. So this should be, instead, we'll say temp, it's not chat. We'll call this components, which is probably a terrible name, but uh, component schema maybe, or component definition. Yeah, sure. You know what? Let's do this. Let's actually use TypeScript to rename it. To component definitions. Cool. And essentially, we're taking the existing ones. I don't know if that's the best thing to do, but we'll just leave what we have for now. Okay, so change temp at change dot content. Okay, it's just, we could probably just do a push, but anyways, let's just do, anyways, I'm gonna leave this logic for now. And then, so essentially the changed will become, yeah, match results content. We just want it to be the content. I don't know why that's like that. Oh, wait, plus equals. Wait a minute. We got the component definitions. Let's go to this here. And let's just rename this component. Yeah, no worries, Charles. Always appreciate you hopping in. Set component definitions. Cool. Again, this might not stay here. I'm just messing around right now. Okay. And where did I go? Cool. Component definitions. Boom. Okay, so if it starts with that, got the existing component definitions, and we're destructuring it because we don't want to override the existing one, but you could actually just do this. You could do set component definitions, and then the previous plus match group dot result. That sounds pretty good to me. And okay, matched groups. What's it saying? Yeah, possibly undefined. Okay, sure. So yeah, if it doesn't, let's do this. If, or how did they do it down here? Yeah, okay. We already have that checked though, so why? If not matched, not match groups. Yeah, it's complaining about the type, but okay, if match dot group. You know what? Why don't we just do this? And then let's just say there. There we go. Now the thing is, like, why is it not working here now? This is like a type match groups is not potentially undefined. Oh, it's because it's in the callback. Okay, so let's do this. So we'll say const component definition equals. Okay, that I understand. Okay, because we have this callback here, when this does get called, it is possible that it could be undefined at that point. So we want to do this instead, and that'll be fine. Okay, cool. And that should be a string. Cool. Okay, now if I save this, nothing should break. It should still render the way it currently does. Like we're still not gonna see we're still gonna see we won't see the JSON anymore. Well, actually we will still see the JSON. I'll have to filter that out down below, but if we do this, okay, it's giving us the lottery factor. Okay, cool. We have these component definitions now though. So let's see what happens here. So if we come to, let me take a sip of water. All right, cool. Still curious why my OBS crashed before, but anyways, so we've got the set chat and then let's see where are we rendering it. So let's look for markdown. Okay. Chat box. Let's find that. Okay, so this is mapping it through the chat. Okay, so now let's, just for fun at the end of all this, gonna do component definitions.map. Yes. Sure. Okay. We're actually we're gonna do pre, and then let's just get rid of this. Yeah, exactly. Component definition codes, pre. Okay, cool. Now let's just save this. It's gonna re-render, or it should, or maybe. Why am I on? I'm not on localhost. There we go. Localhost. Okay. Uh, what is the lottery? And let's close the sidebar here. What is the lottery factor for Kubernetes slash Kubernetes? Okay, so we're still gonna see the JSON, but you see how it rendered the component below? So we're getting the proper definition now. And then let's see if we do uh, JSON dot, whoops, dot parse. And let's do dot name. Let's see what that does. Okay, see, so now we're getting the properties, which is good. Okay, so this is good. Render lotto factor. So now we've got the arguments, we've got the, okay, so let's do it this way. And component definitions, and we're going to say, let's call this function. It's mapping over them, but we could do, I don't know. I don't think we need to, but yeah, we need a fragment. Might need to name it in this case. I don't think this will matter, but key equals I cannot find name fragment. Okay. There we go. Then we could say, I don't know if I need the key for this, so if not, I'll just do regular, but render component, and we're gonna see here. Let's do render star search component maybe. And we're going to pass in the component definition. And let's go define this up top here somewhere. Render component definition. Now, this doesn't need to be in the component itself. It can be its separate thing. It's a string. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a try. And we're going to say const component props. Yeah. So this is not exactly it. But yeah, that could be a better way to do it. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so basically, catch, I'll explain what I'm doing in a sec. Error unknown. To do century to log invalid JSON payload from StarSearch event of type function call. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to return null. And the reason why is, so like say like we get this, like we're getting this over here right now, and I'm going to sneeze in a sec. Excuse me. We're getting this JSON here in the string format here. If there's something invalid about that JSON, if we do a JSON.parse, it's going to fail. And so we want it to catch. And we want to return null. We don't want to render a component. And I think this is better than saying like unable to render lotto factor component. I'll put this up in a draft PR probably later today so like you can get feedback from the team. But I think that makes more sense because the enriched UI is doing what it implies. It's enriching the UI with like, you know, some nice components and stuff. But if it can't render them, there's still valuable information there. And I think just saying like it couldn't render a component is just causes noise. All right. So, okay. So in this case, we're parsing it and we'll give it a type. We'll just say as. And this is, there's no type for this right now. So we'll say name, string, arguments. It's just string. It's just string. It's all string. Okay. String. Okay. And so then we're going to say name. And there. And we're going to say arguments. Okay. What's it not liking about arguments? Invalid use of argument. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I might have to get John to rename that. So arguments as props. Okay, that fixes it. But I'm gonna mention that to John. Okay. So there we've got our props. Okay. So just for example, return component. Yeah, so it would be good to have the actual name. Anyways, it's fine for now, but we're not going to render this component for now because it's not one-to-one the name of the component. And I sneezed and now my nose is a little runny, but all right. And we're not going to return this component with the props, although this would be nice because that's a nice generic solution, provided that the name is the actual name of the component. It currently isn't, but again, this is feedback I can bring back to John, my coworker. So let's just do return, and we're just going to say div, and we'll say class name. Then we'll say flex call. Yeah. Gap 2, sure. Component name, yeah. Let's just do this, boom. Okay, that's good. And then we're gonna want the other thing, props. And then we're gonna want to do JSON.parse props, if I can spell properly. Okay. And then let's see here. Then we can do, yeah. That parses it. And then we could do like, we could iterate through them. So we could do this actually. Props, it should be a list, but anyways, UL. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Cool key value. There we go. Okay, that is not what I wanted. That is literally taking each string piece of the string. I forgot to JSON stringify it. So JSON dot sorry, parse props. Okay, and then we've got key and value. What isn't it like about the value here? Type unknown is not assignable to type React node. Okay, well, let's just let it run. So here, so we get props and we get a repo name. And so that's good. Why doesn't it like key value? Oh, okay. Key value. Just wants it to be in. It's weird though, like it doesn't like that one, but the other one is okay, sure. I mean, I don't see this being any different by doing this, but type unknown is not assignable to React node. It's not a React node though. Value unknown, key string. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we could do this. We could say string. It is technically any, but value any. All right. Tuple type, yes. Mark is learned. Thank you, total TypeScript. Okay, there we go. Now, essentially, we can render a component here now. So we have this lottery factor component, lottery factor chart, and this takes the lottery factor, is loading, error, etc. Okay, so there's a couple things we need here. So if we look where this is called, we need the hook for it. So let's come here and let's go to lottery factor, data, use lottery repo factor. Okay, so this is what we need. And basically gonna create, I guess, widgets to some degree. We're basically co-locating the hook uh, with the actual component. I'm not going to refactor the component right now to have the data like tied to it. So I'm just going to create a separate component. This is stuff we can refactor. So, that's the beauty of just building. Okay. So we got all this Atom stuff. We don't need any of that. So let's do new folder, StarSearch widgets, and we'll just new file, lottery factor widget dot tsx. Okay, export const lottery factor widget. Okay. That's not exactly what I wanted, but let's do this. Repository range, and then we're not going to have the range. I'm just going to pass in the repository. Okay, and then we're going to say return null for now. Okay, this is the hook we need. So let's do this. Port the hook. Okay, there's our data. The range is going to be const, whoops. Const range equals 30. We're just going to go with that for now, and they could maybe go to the page after, but because the thing is, like, when it's in the context of StarSearch, like, you can pass a time range when you're on the repo page, but here there's no notion of a time range, and it doesn't really make sense in this context unless we actually included a time range within the component. Maybe we could do that, but anyways, let's just get something working here. So what we're passing in is the repository name. So let's look at what was it called? It was called repo name. So repo name is the prop, and then let's come up here, interface, lottery props, repo name string. Cool, that's good. And let's put this here. Okay, so we got that. We got the range. The range could totally be a thing within it, but let's not worry about that right now. This is repo name, and we're gonna make sure it's to lowercase. And then we got the range there. Okay, and now we're gonna do return lottery factor chart. That looks pretty good, I think. Chart, boom. Okay, let's see what we get. Oh, it would help if I actually used it. Hold on a sec. My watch was just making a weird noise. Okay, so like obviously it could depend on what it is here. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna say, yeah, let's do this. Switch. I'm gonna say name. Render lotto factor. Render lotto factor. And we're gonna do some stuff here. We're gonna say let component equals null, or we'll just let component. And switch case render lotto factor, component dynamic import lottery factor widget, yes. And then return component props. Actually, yeah, that's even better. Const. Okay, we need to import Next.js is dynamic. Okay, components, forwards, corners, type declaration. Cannot find module. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's get it right. Boom, boom, boom. Components. Wait. Components slash star search widget slash. There we go. That is right, but why doesn't it like it? Oh, wait. Okay, and yes, that can't be used there. So this is an async function. Okay, await, and are you gonna type import promise not as a type parameter? Okay, let me look that up in a second. The props here, this is gonna be json.parse props. And you know what we can do actually is this. Just to avoid a lot of stuff, we're going to return and default. We're going to say throw unknown component. That's good. and break. Or no, the throw should be fine. Let's break. And then let's do let component. And let's get rid of that const. Okay, what? Oh, would help if I close the switch case. Switch case default and turn and there. Okay, that looks better. Okay, let me just look up the dynamic because I'm clearly we've got it elsewhere in the project. Or is it dynamic? Oh yeah, here. Import responsive bar. Oh, okay, I don't need to. Okay, dot then. Let's see here. Add workspace modal, SSR false. Yeah, that's what we want. So here, okay, let's pop that there. Okay, components, and then we want StarSearch widget slash lottery factor widget. And what am I not doing right here? Return. That looks all good. Oh, make it a default export. Sorry. Const. I think that's why. For that dynamic. There we go. And then if we come back here, okay, now it's good. Okay. Let's come back over here. Okay, it's re-rendered, but let's ask that question again. What is the lottery factor for Kubernetes slash Kubernetes? Okay, objects are not valid if you meant to render a collection of children array instead. Okay. Progress. So let's close others. Let's close the sidebar. Okay, so I got the component. That's import dynamic component. Okay, let's add some breakpoints in here. So let's do this and let's go to the star search index. Is this the Webpack one? No, we're okay. Okay, render star search component. So let's start here and let's refresh. And I don't know where the debugger is going there, but anyways, let's close others. Zoom this in a bit. Okay. What is the lottery factor for Kubernetes slash Kubernetes? Should hit a breakpoint. Okay. So we've got the component definition here, lotto factor, arguments, repo name. Okay, so let's see here. Name. This should end up here. And then we should end up here. So let's go boom. Okay, so the name is lotto factor dynamic. And then we got the JSON parse.props. Let's just make sure it's clear. Okay, it doesn't like, what didn't it like there? I think this is just because it can't figure out the props. Oh, hold on a sec. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, Martin. Good to see you. Thanks for joining on YouTube. I have no idea what you're talking about, Giant, or I have a Dobut. Can you clear? Please tell, please reply. Gotta say that sounds a little spammy. So if you have something constructive to say, go for it. But anyways, hey, violated side. Yeah, yeah. So Martin, I don't know when you joined, but basically, yeah, those were certainly all words. Yeah. So basically, I'm working on rendering components in our response coming from StarSearch, which is AI powered. And so in this particular case, I have a part of the API call that comes, we're doing a readable stream, and in this particular chunk, I got a event type of function underscore call. Yeah, no idea what they mean though. Yeah, totally. Um, so I've got the particular thing here now. If I let this run, so we've got the component now. It's saying it's undefined, but that's just source maps, I think. So now we've got the props, and then if we come into here, I don't know if it's going to go into my component. Let's see here. Let's go to um, lottery. It probably won't find it because it's the dynamically loaded, but if we run this, 8, 8, 8. Okay, it's running over multiple times, so that could be the problem. So, uh, yeah, giant, sorry, that's we're it's the stream isn't really tech support for a specific platform to make a website. I'd suggest you maybe check out Teeny Host, whatever that is, and check out their forums. Okay, so yeah, so there's a couple things here. So it re-rendered the same thing multiple times. So I'm not going to worry about the dynamic import for now. The reason why I want to do dynamic imports is because over time it's going to re-import it. And you know what? So we'll probably would make more sense as a cache. So let's do const component cache, new map string, React node. That makes sense. Yeah. And then, okay, cool. So then what we're going to do here is component cache dot set uh, render lotto factor. And we're going to have this whole thing here like that. I don't know if it'll like that or not. Dynamic import. Let's see here. Import. Yeah, I should just await it, honestly. But why is the dynamic? Okay, you know what? Let's just forget the dynamic for now. Let's literally just render it. So let's do this. Lottery factor widget. And we only have one thing returning right now. So let's do this. Lottery factor widget. Okay, there we go. Let's save that. Uh, yeah, so you're saying violated sign. When my computer science teacher would always refer to us as the documentation, I thought he was just lazy. It took me 15 years to realize that teaching us to help ourselves by seeking out the information was arguably the most beneficial skill anyone has ever taught me. Yeah, I feel that. I always say, like, as software developers, we're detectives, and you got to crack the case. And it is a skill for sure. Um, you have to put in that time. Um, okay, let's see here. Uh, what is I should really copy paste this. Uh, Kubernetes slash Kubernetes question mark. And I'm gonna go put this, I'm gonna leave this in VS Code as so I can just copy it later. Okay, so let's run this and let's see what it does. Okay, so we're here, we're not doing a dynamic component, so like none of this matters. But basically we want to return the lottery factor widget and the props. So let's see what it gives us. Objects are not valid as a React child found. Object promise. Where is... Oh, it's because I made the function async after doing that dynamic. That's why. Okay. This could explain some things. Okay, yeah, so maybe... Anyways, let's get back to it. Let's reload. Yeah, there's something... Oh, where is the debugger paused? Yeah, anyways. Okay, let's run this again. Yeah, thanks for the update there, Giant. You appear to be watching for some reason, even though there's not that many people, so I don't know why you're saying that, but anyways. And I'm not your bro. Okay, cool. Let's see here. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Um, all right. So let's actually see what the props become because that's probably part of the issue. Should be yeah, so let's do this. Let's not call it, we'll call this raw props. Um, I just find it amusing that you're still in the YouTube chat even though you're telling me nobody's watching, Giant. That's all I find funny. Uh, anyways, cool. Okay, let's rerun this and then let's see what the props are. Cool, let's rerun this. Boom, boom. Okay, let's just get the full screen here. Let's get back to the index. I just want to see what the props are. Okay, and where the heck is that debugger breakpoint? Okay, cool. Nope, that's not what I want. Cool, so we're gonna hit here. So what's the props now? Okay, so the props are undefined. So raw props, uh, okay, let's go into lottery factor widget. Let's see what we end up with here. Okay, so it's re-rendering several times. Hey Travis, how you doing, man? Um, okay, objects are not valid. Yeah, there's no promise here though. Oh, shoot. I left it as async, sorry. That's why. Cool. Could have sworn I got rid of that. Let's do this again. Weird breakpoint popping up again. Okay, let's run that. Boom. Okay, now we're in there. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So we've got the lottery factor coming in here. Now this is massive, but this is already cool. So we've enhanced our response here. Don't dox me. Joking. That's me on YouTube. Cool. Are you like Captain VO or just VO? Cool. Well, this is already awesome. So, okay, like this is not exactly what I want. It's out of the scroll area and stuff, but actually I need to bring it in over here actually. So, render StarSearch component. This actually needs to come up here in where's that scroll area? Scroll area, boom, chat box, boom. Yeah, this is where we need it. Okay, so now we've got it in there and we've got our lottery factor showing up. So this is pretty cool. VO, okay, our VO bot. Yeah, I won't call you a VO bot. Okay, so this is cool. So we've got the lotto factor in here and let's see here. Let's maybe um, in that component, let's go to, where is it? Lottery factor widget. Okay. Lottery factor chart. Okay, let's wrap this in a div. And we'll say, uh, let's see, let's go on a small screen. Let's see what it looks like. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, so that's, okay, yeah, so the lottery factor on a smaller screen doesn't look so good. Let's see here. Let's get rid of that here. Let's put that back. Okay, so the lottery factor, we've got to make it look better for a smaller screen, but cool. I'm just gonna go and paste this. Okay, let's clear this. Just gonna come back here. Gonna record the screen just for my coworkers. Capture, record screen. Cool. There we go. Record video. And let's go showtime. Oh, whoops. I should have cleared the history. So let's restart that. Okay. It's rendering it multiple times, but okay. We only need to render it once. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, cool. Let's copy that and let's put this over there. So we've got some weird stuff, but weird stuff happening, but I can render a lotto factor in the StarSearch response now. Okay, cool. So there's some things to take into account here, like I'm just gonna put a comment in Slack. It's rendering the lotto factor multiple times just to sort that out and a few other things, but progress. Cool. When you're not walking, can we get a walkthrough on how you make all your component elements look so good? I love the tri-color gradients. Oh, okay. So yeah, we can look at that. I've made some good progress here, and I'm probably gonna continue after. But yeah, we can go to designs here. So this is where we have our stuff. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna hop off soon anyways, violated sign, but you can check this out and I'll just drop it over on the Twitters too. Bum, bum, bum. But essentially, well, one, have a good product designer, so she's awesome, Izza. But yeah, we're using Tailwind, and I'm good at building these things out, but I'm not a designer. So it's like I'm the kind of person that would take, like, 3 weeks to pick a font for my for my for my blog or something. What is it? Most used, like, yeah. So there's like this graph and stuff, and these are just colors that Isa decided on. Um, but yeah, same. My UI looks like shit, but all my backends and functions work perfectly. Yeah, I think, you know, I would say, I mean, we're using Tailwind. I've done like pure CSS and other stuff before. I think Tailwind is pretty solid, to be honest. But I think you would be able to move fast with it too. There's some DSL and like the class names you need to learn, but there's a VS Code extension that gives you IntelliSense for them, and it's just like, yeah, I think that would probably, yeah, you can go pure CSS if you want to, but at the end of the day, like even when you work on a team, like if people say like we hate Tailwind, they're still going to be creating utility classes in whatever they're doing, and utility classes are essentially like a lot of what Tailwind is. There's some magic ones, but like, you're going to create, like when I worked at Dev2, we had like a flex class, and that's, to make flex box instead of typing display flex, and we're creating a custom class. So it makes sense to use those things. I would, if you're like mainly back end heavy normally, I would go with Tailwind. You'll just move a lot faster, and you still need to understand CSS. Um, but there's certain things you can, learn. Like, uh, you want a shout out, Giant? What am I shouting you out for? Should I say a shout out to my bro, Giant, or what do you want me to say? I don't even know what you're working on. I saw you mention Python before, but you were struggling to deploy a site. I didn't really get the full context what's going on with you, Giant, there. But yeah, you get a shout out. Everybody gets a shout out. Um, but yeah. Anyways, I gotta wrap it up in a second here, because I got some other stuff to do. But yeah, violated sign. Yeah, I would go with Tailwind for now if you're like super back end heavy, and if you want, we could sync up one day if you want, just chat a bit about it if you need to. But they have really good docs, and I'd recommend taking a peek at those. Also, I found, because I didn't use Tailwind before working here, and I actually ramped up a lot faster with Tailwind by using ChatGPT my first couple weeks. Like I knew a lot of the basic things. Like for example, if you want padding, you say like P dash something. But there was like some other obscure ones I didn't know, and or like there's stuff I knew how to do in CSS, but I didn't know what the equivalent was in Tailwind. So I'd actually ask ChatGPT, this is the CSS that I know how to write. How do I do that in Tailwind? And there are cases where you know, it might you might have to do some custom CSS too, but you can get really far with Tailwind. And yeah, there's a lot of noise. Like people just like to trash on any tool, good or bad. But anyways, all right, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna wrapping up the stream here. Thanks for folks joining over on Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're at. And anyways, take care, bro. All good. All good. Thanks again, Violated Sign. Yeah, hit me up another day if you want to chat about Tailwind. Cool. All right. I'm happy with the progress I made. So we will see you probably tomorrow, folks.